Four Pentacles, Nine of Swords, World, the Hierophant, holding on to your faith in times of trouble. I literally just had some of these cards in the last spread. This Nine of Swords in the World coming out. Four Pentacles and the Hierophant. It's truly about holding on to your faith, especially during times of darkness and despair. What immediately makes me snap out of any sadness or anxiety or anger or whatever negative emotion might be coming over me, as soon as I switch my thought process to my faith and my spirituality, it somehow relieves me of it. And it's basically just a direction that you point your eyes in instead of focusing on the negative. It's okay to think about negative things in order to problem solve, but if we dwell in it too long, we just become what we think. And we're pessimistic constantly. But when you hold on to your faith, and you're being, twirled up and down, with the world going, up and down, it's constantly turning. I think that if there's two cards, it's strange. The World card in this one, she's looking up, right? And the same with the Hierophant, he's looking up, and they're both looking up at the light. And these two cards are looking downwards, right? So when you are stuck in a place of despair, when you switch your attention to your faith or praying, scripture, poetry, music, something that is more healing to you in any sort of way. It has to be kind of creative or, listening to a psychologist, whatever it could be, a podcast that you like listening to that makes you feel healthy, energized, inspired. That switch will help you kind of just give you a break from all the despair, all the heaviness. Like your shoulders are slumped forward and you're just like weighed down by negativity. So keeping your head up, literally and figuratively, at something that's greater than you will help relieve, at least temporarily, a lot of these negative emotions that you might be feeling, in order to kind of help relieve that. Because when you have faith in karma and, in your life, in the higher power, you don't feel as alone maybe, or you don't think that karma doesn't exist, because sometimes karma takes a really long time for you to see the effects of it. It just helps you relieve yourself while you're going through negative times, knowing that going through issues helps make you grow. And if you take the challenge as a lesson instead of just a victim card, mentality, you take it as a lesson and you grow from it. You just get better and better. You're like, thank you, I'll have another. Like, not like you want to wish for bad times, but you take the bad times as a lesson. Two Pentacles. Six of Cups. Knight of Cups. So you might, not every part of ourselves comes from our childhood, but a lot of our childhood experiences shapes how we feel about life going forward. Obviously that can change if you study yourself and you study exactly what's going on. You can absolutely change your point of view. But if you remain going through life in like a distracted way, unconscious way, a surface level way, you'll constantly make the same mistakes because you're just a grown-up child. And we have to be the ones to reprogram our brains. We are the programmers behind the intelligence, okay? And sometimes we need to update our systems, our way of thinking, our way of doing things, and really just be honest with what you're actually doing and who you actually are. And now I think you're juggling between your old self and your new self. Who you were when you were little versus who you are now is completely different. In aspects, it's the same, like you're maybe like the same interests you have and all that stuff, but your way of thinking has evolved a lot more, and you have to accept the fact of where you came from, even if you don't want it to be true. Because no one's life is perfect, and to constantly struggle on the fact that you didn't come from a place where you thought a child could flourish, healthily or something like that, is just a recipe for disaster, because you're just going through life as a victim. And maybe you are a victim. I'm not victim shaming at all, because I hate when people do that. But to call yourself one constantly, right? Even if you were at one point, just means that you're perpetuating that feeling, and you almost stuff yourself in a box of victimhood for the rest of your life. And there will be predators that will pounce on that going forward. So you want to stop having, predatory people come at you. There's some sort of victimhood that you might be holding on to. It's attracting these predators because they can smell it from a mile away. Someone that has trauma or has gone through something or doesn't have good self-esteem, or if you have a lot of self-esteem and you're healed, they love to go after those people too, because they love a good challenge. A real predator, a real narcissist, a real psychopath will go after people that are really good, especially healers, because it's a challenge for them to take them down. They can get some sad puppy any day of the week, but they want a healed, healthy, vibrant person that they can siphon the energy out of and kill, basically. They like that. It makes them feel powerful. So in order to combat that, one, you have to know who you're dealing with faster and be able to leave those types of people faster. And if you come from a place where people were like that with you, it's up to you to decide if you're going to be like that, or if you're going to even be around that anymore. The Knight of Cups is here. There's some sort of romantic gesture. I think once you are in this new healed state or changed, and you're just like, I'm an enlightened person now, right? I believe in God. I have a faith to me in some sort of way. This new healed you kind of attracts some sort of new relationship in. Let's pull two more. Two of Wands. The Fool. Yeah, definitely a new relationship brewing in the background for you. As you're healing, you start attracting different people to you. And even if you attract narcissists still, or, whatever you keep negative personalities you're attracting, you have a great no to you now. You just say, no thanks, not for me. Move on, right? You don't even entertain it anymore. There's a lot of pink cards here, which gives me heart energy. So again, as you heal yourself, it's such an, like an annoying thing to say and hear from people, but it is true. When you start healing yourself and just loving yourself, right? Like truly pouring love into yourself and enjoying yourself, your time, who you are, you start to attract people that want to do that for you as well, and that respect you. Look, there's like, how this girl's kind of like hanging off a cliff. I love how those cards match up, kind of, right? Like this Knight of Cups is planning also for this sort of relationship, right? And they're making plans, they're making, directions on which way to go, but they're going to kind of come out on a limb here. One more. Four of Cups. This person might be coming from a bad relationship, or you might be coming from a bad relationship. There's some sort of apathy here with love and relationships, but this person is still making a goal to come towards you and, you know, kind of put themselves out on a limb to do this, to have this opportunity with you. What else with this? Let's see. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. What's up with this Knight? I think he's been in a lot of toxic relationships. That's why it kind of makes sense with this, you know, the Four of Cups. You both might have been going through a, you know, some sort of toxic cycle, meeting people that are always toxic, and then you're just like, well, I'm not toxic. Why am I always around people like this? How am I always around these toxic people? Or why are all these toxic people always coming up to me? What am I projecting into the world to welcome them in? Or what kind of boundary do I not have where I'm letting them in? You know, like, narcissists will know when you don't accept them, right? They know that you know, right? So they like people that are in the dark with things, that they're confused, dumb people, whoever they can manipulate, right? I forgot where I was going with that. What else with this Knight? Live together and secrets. Someone is being truthful about how they feel about you. But they're together, find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. Someone has a secret that they want to be with you. That's why they're going to put themselves out on a limb for you. They are planning some sort of, I want to call it an attack, but it's not really an attack. It's just like their game plan on how they're going to come up to you. I'm going to pull one more. Butterflies, devotion, can't stop smiling around you. They feel complete around you when they see you. So this might be someone that you already know, or they see you somehow. They might see you online, or they might just see you in real life, not telling you, kind of keeping a secret how they feel, but they have butterflies around you and they smile a lot. You know, that's one way to see if someone really has genuine feelings for you, like a man that has genuine feelings for a woman, like real genuine love. Every time you see them look at their love, they have this huge smile on their face, and it's not fake and it's not forced. It's like they're just really happy to see this person.